episode of 1923 Main Street.
Home of everything to do with travel in style. We are your hosts.
I am Mike Bellabraddock.
And I'm Amelia Bellabraddock. And today, with your jet set style, how to look good after a long flight.
Yes. You know, whether you're flying locally to Orlando or LA, or you're, well, locally depending on where you live, or you're heading overseas or Hawaii, wherever you're going, how do you dress for the airport plane? And when you get off the plane, be ready to go, feeling good, looking good. We're going to give you 5 ways that you can do this, or 5 things to consider to help you do this so that you can really travel freely on that first day.
Yeah. And, you know, I think a lot of people want to look good, feel good when they get off wherever they're going. But I feel like it's equally as important whenever you're coming back home, because you still usually have to do something with your day. You still have to look and feel good. So I like to apply it to both scenarios as well.
So departures and returns in a way.
I don't know. I feel like, you know, everyone, or at least everyone in my kind of area, loves to put so much effort into, you know, the airport fits, this and that when you're going down. And then it's like when you're coming back as well, whatever. And I mean, same here. I'm very guilty of that. But it's also, I don't know, I still like putting in a little bit more effort so I don't get home and just feel like, okay, well, I'm going to spend the rest of the day in bed and that's going to be that.
All right. And what does that mean? You know, let's dive right in.
Absolutely.
Number one sounds easy when I tell you the heading, but there's a little bit more to it. So obviously, maybe not obviously, but choose comfortable but upscale or polished travel outfits.
Yeah. And you know, this is in like a huge debate I've seen online with what is the proper airport attire, because, you know, I feel like people used to dress maybe a little bit more fancy, but nowadays you just want to be comfortable.
It's sort of a blend of the two.
Especially on a long flight. Like, I mean, dressing nice is good and all, but it's also, it's a long flight. You're sitting down most of the time. I personally would put comfort first in this one.
Well, you can do both, and that's the point of this. So it used to be people would just dress frumpy, right? Sort of like, I don't care what I'm wearing. I'm going to wear my ratty track pants and whatever shirt for the plane. And then when I get there, I'll change.
Or you see the businessman in a full-on suit.
Exactly.
And I'm like, that's also an interesting choice.
Those are two extremes. So what we're saying is take that lane right down the middle. And how do you do that? Comfort meets style.
Well, my favorite thing to do is find a nice, good sweat set. I love a good matching set. Usually for me, I tend to go monochromatic because I just feel like it looks a little bit nicer. You look a little bit more put together, and then I'll preset a hair or like makeup and jewelry or just something to look nice. But mainly, I'm comfortable on a plane. That's the goal.
But still ready to go when you get off the plane.
Exactly.
No matter where you're going. And that includes your footwear, don't forget. Comfortable, but sort of easygoing so that you can get through security just as easy as you can walk for 10 miles at your destination.
Yeah, I feel like a good pair of flats is a safe bet. I mean, if you want to be strutting around the airport in heels, all the more power to you. It's not going to be me. A nice pair of maybe ankle boots.
I don't really see many people doing that.
I've seen people do it. A nice pair of ankle boots is good in the winter if you want to be a little bit warmer but still comfy. Like nice flats, loafers, all things that are a little bit more comfy but still look put together if you have places to be. Or honestly, even a clean pair of running shoes I feel like is more and more socially acceptable these days.
Yeah, and it really depends on defining this outfit for, like if you're going to Disney World, then you're going to wear the running shoes option. If you're going to LA and you're going to Beverly Hills, then you might not be wearing the running, but in both cases, you can have footwear that is comfort and style.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Number 2, those clothes, wherever possible, should be wrinkle-resistant type of fabrics and easygoing layers. And there's a lot more of this stuff available nowadays.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that you have to think about before you go, because especially if you're going for a weather change, like if you're going from hot to cold or vice versa, and something might end up crumpled in your bag at some point, ideally when you pull it back out, you don't want it to be all wrinkly and a mess. So think ahead. Different fabrics, like even if you have a linen, I love a good pair of linen shorts or shirts or dress or whatever. They tend to wrinkle and look a little bit interesting if you're not prepping them nicely. So be aware of that at least a bit when you're planning your travel outfits.
And even if you're having a graphic tee, an understated tee as part of your layers, the cotton, 100% cotton tees tend to be a little bit more wrinkly. We do use a lot of blends, tri-blends or cotton poly blends. Those wrinkle less. They stand up better. They look great. They're lightweight, great for travel, but also great for fighting off those wrinkles that you may get from sitting in your seat or packed in your bag for that matter. Point.
I like to think blends are your best friend. A full-on cotton might be a little bit more likely to like shrink or something, especially in a hotel dryer if you can't really control the settings as well, but a blend is probably a safe bet there.
All right, number 3, do not travel without your go-to hoodie or sweatshirt.
Yes, always a need. I don't care where you're going, what you're doing. You can shove this in a bag. This is a must for a comfortable airplane ride. In my personal opinion, I will not travel without it.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about it's not just for wearing, it's also your airplane pillow, your airplane blanket. A hoodie or a big sweatshirt can be just about anything. Well, the mid-weight ones, which is a lot of what we use when we design our products, are perfect. They're not too heavy. They're not too light. Just in that sweet spot, which is really what you're going for in a travel wardrobe. All right, number 4. Wear outfits that go straight from the plane to exploring. We talked about this in number 1. Let's go a bit deeper.
Or that have a quick turnaround would also be my caveat to this.
Explain.
So basically, a lot of the time, especially like if you have someone waiting for you or picking you up, or you don't want to spend too much time hanging around the airport changing, or you just want to get right out, you don't need to go find a hotel bathroom or you want to check your luggage. It's good to be able to basically just get up off the plane and go. But sometimes, at least for me, I like to have a little bit of a quick switch without fully changing. Or if I'm going somewhere and I have a hoodie on, I'm a bit more comfortable, but I have a nice shirt on underneath, and then I can just pop a skirt on and pull off the track pants quickly. That's something that I would do. Just so you're able to get ready and go nice and fast, but still be comfortable on the plane.
Yep, that makes sense. And I've seen you do that in action. That's not too disruptive because you plan ahead for it.
You know what? Sometimes you don't even need to go to a bathroom to change. If it's really just a quick pull off, pull on, you're good.
And then you're ready for that I've arrived selfie.
Exactly.
Your first pick of the trip.
It gives you a nice little bit of a refresh because everybody likes to feel refreshed coming off of a plane, even though that's, of course, easier said than done.
And number 5, the final one, obviously consider your style. We just talked about the selfies as something you want the world to see or don't mind the world seeing.
I feel like everybody has or wants a nice airport picture. It's like the start to your trip. Everybody's excited and it's all in the air. I feel like a good number of the photos are taken at the airport, on the plane, hanging around, especially once you first get there. That's when most of your excitement is in the air. So you want to have a cute outfit on if you want to remember those photos.
Yeah, and the bottom line here is to always remember that looking good after that 6-hour flight is not magic. It is planning. So think about these things, plan ahead, even overlay it with our capsule wardrobe that we've talked about recently.
Exactly.
You can do it all and just be ready to go. Quick serve.
It is essentially the travel version of that effortless look that's really a lot of effort.
Exactly. But you know, the beauty about these things, it's like many things. Once you've done it once, you know, you got to put a bit of thought into coordinating outfits and what do I want to look, whether it's capsule or your airplane, or not even airplane, but first day, because that includes airport, even thinking about security, like we said, arrivals, get up and go. A little bit of thought, but once you've done it once, then you get into a bit of a groove and you can easily change out items that are still within the same family to have a ready-to-go wardrobe.
Yeah, and for me, it's not just the clothes. I also like to act, a little bit of maybe perfume just to spritz it up. A lot of people like to do skincare on the plane, even just a nice little moisturizer with a little bit of sunscreen because it's really drying up there and high UV. That's a little something to make you feel more refreshed and ready once you're off the plane. Goes a long way.
All right, there you go. Hope we have given you some ideas about how to streamline your travel day wardrobe and overall experience and aesthetic for photos if you are into taking photos. All right, everyone. Thanks as always for listening. Follow along on social media at 1923 Main Street. Visit the shop at 1923mainstreet.com. And remember to always wear the adventure.
Bye-bye.